Aries, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot. My name is Carol and this is going to be your reading for the second half of February 2024. Now if you missed your reading from the first half, I will link it at the end of this reading. So in this video, we're going to be looking at what I'm calling the Yellow Cardinal Cross. So in the number 1 position, I'm going to look at the issue that you're dealing with right now, whether it's a problem, it's a pattern for you that's showing up, it's a struggle. And then I'm going to clarify that number 2 with another card. And I want to see if there's a card that's going to sort of have an impact on what the issue is. It's going to clarify number 1 or obscure the issue a bit. Number 3 position is the conscious influence. And that means this is the influence that you're aware of that's affecting or influencing this issue. And then on the right is going to be the unconscious influence. And that's going to be what's coming up in your shadow. And it's not what you're aware of because we don't know what's in your shadow. 5 on the top is going to be the card that's going to tell you what is needed for resolution for this situation that you're in. Number 6 on the bottom is going to be the resolution. It's going to be the understanding. So I think what it is probably going to be is a bit of guidance from the tarot. And yeah, so I'm hoping this helps with you as we close off the last 2 weeks in February. So let's begin. I'm going to ask the tarot for 1 to 2 cards for the issue or the clarifier for that issue. Sometimes 1 will come out and sometimes 2. So let's see how that goes. So 2 cards, 1 to 2 cards. Oh, we have 4. It's too many. Try this again. 1 to 2 cards, please. All right, there's 1. So the issue at hand is the 9 of Swords. Sorry, Wands. I've mixed that up in some of my readings, which is kind of embarrassing, but I've done it since day 1, mixing up, just saying wand for sword and sword for wand. So yeah, the 9 of Wands. So now I'm really trying to pay attention to that. All right, clarifying or obscuring the issue. 1 card, please, from the tarot. All right, so we have a 7 and some more wands. 7 of Wands. In this spot right here, number 3 is going to be the conscious influence. So what you are aware of. What you are aware of about this issue. 1 card, please. Okay, we have the Tower moment. Tower moment for you. And unconsciously, what influence is coming up here? So it's something that you're not aware of, something that's sitting in your shadow, and you're not aware of it, and it's affecting. It's having an influence on this situation right here. Here it is. Ooh, another Wands card. Interesting. 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands. So that's 1, 2, 3 wand cards here. Wow. Okay, top position here is what's needed for resolution. Oh, we have the Ace of Swords. And finally in the 6th spot, resolution or the understanding to this situation. 1 card, please, for the 6th spot. All right, so we have the Emperor card that comes out. That is the understanding, which is interesting understanding. Okay, so let's put those cards away. So what I'm going to do first of all is, if you haven't had a chance to see your 2024 yearly reading that I did for you, Aries, it's linked in the description box below. And in that reading, I took out 12 cards for the 12 months of 2024. And so your February card, and this is the overriding energy that I'm using in this reading and your last reading that I did for you in February, it's the Hermit card. And the Hermit card is, you know, taking that time out for yourself and just to go inwards and trying to figure out some things in your life and, yeah, getting still and getting in touch with some of your emotions maybe. And, you know, when you do that, things start to come up and you start to feel and you start to see some things about yourself that need healing. And so it's a great place to be. Some of us need to take that time out, sort of like an isolation period from people, just to do some healing sometimes. So what issues coming up for you right now? The Nine of Wands is the card before the 10. So it's the final completion, but you're not there yet. It's the initiation into the 10. But you're close. I mean, this has been a real battle for you, and I can see where this is all turning out for you, really, because you have been trying to take your life in a new direction. You have been trying to do something for yourself. You've been trying to put yourself first. I mean, that's obvious here. You've actually taken some time out. You're in hermit mode. So that is taken, when you do that for yourself, when you take time out for yourself, when you just kind of say, you know what, I need to take some time away from the world, that is really self-care. And what's happening is because it looks like, you've been really trying hard to take your life into a new direction. And sometimes that healing journey, when we get on that healing journey, it can be I don't know where you are in it, if it's your beginning, but you can have rough periods in there. And what I'm seeing is, here's one of your rough periods that you're sitting in, because you get the Seven of Wands here that's coming up. And the Seven of Wands is all about, this is probably one of my favorite card in the deck, because it speaks a lot about my own journey. And when I really, I've been in therapy all my life, and in and out of therapy. And I finally 7 years ago found a life coach that I still have and will probably always have for quite a while now. And that she really has helped me with my complex trauma that I didn't know I had. I knew there was something I needed to get at. And so when I found her, and when I really started to do some real healing, I mean, I was quite excited at the time, because I finally found someone. And when I told family members about it, I didn't get the support I thought I would get. And there was a lot of invalidation, actually. And it was kind of a shock to me. And so this is what I see, what's happening with you. And I don't know, I told you that story, but I mean, here you have this individual that's sitting up on the hill by themselves, and he's battling these people that are trying to bring them down, bring this person down. And a lot of times, for whatever reason, there are so many reasons out there, people can't support us on this journey. And people won't support us. And a lot of times they're the ones that you thought would. And that's, I think, what's happening is you've been through a real battle here of maybe trying to get people to support you where you want to take your life. And it looks like it's not happening, right? So that's where you're sitting right now. You're sitting in a place where you're feeling very unsupported, and you're feeling invalidated on this journey that you're on. And which is quite common when you get on that healing journey, because sometimes you get people that are jealous. Sometimes you get people that need to go on their own healing journey, and that for some reason you're a threat to them, or just for so many different reasons, you're going to get people that won't support you. And so you're feeling very unsupported. You're showing it. You're in a battle here. So, and then the Tower moment comes in as that, what you are aware of. So you realize that, a big change here is coming in for you. And a lot of times what happens is, especially because I see what situation you're sitting in, there are times when maybe we know along the way that we've been given red flags for certain people in our life, certain people that we need to sort of cut out of our life or walk away from or distance ourselves, certain things we have to give up, certain things that need to go. On this healing journey, there are things that need to go because you're changing, and you just don't vibe with the people around you or certain things in your life anymore. And so there's a real Tower moment that's coming up for you right now that you are aware of. You are aware that you are sitting in a situation where you are surrounded by persons that are not supporting you. And there's a real tower moment here that's coming in for you as a realization of, and it's huge. It's huge when you come to that conclusion that you're not being supported. And it's tough. It's really tough. You know, and that comes with the hermit. Maybe why you're sitting in that hermit mode this month, where you're just realizing, you know, sometimes you got to do this journey alone. And it is a lonely journey sometimes. And, you know, this is what this wands are, you know, there's, this 10 says you're taking all those wands and you're going, you're doing what you want to do. And this is what's coming up for you in the unconscious, right? This is what's coming up from your shadow, is that there's this, and sometimes it could be this feeling of, it is, like I said, it's a lonely journey. And sometimes you're going to get these feelings of loneliness that are going to come up when you decide that, you know, this is where I'm taking my life, and I'm going to lose some people. Probably, if you're sitting in this situation, and you're going to go alone. And it sounds like, you know, there's going to be some tough feelings coming up that are sitting in your unconscious, where you're choosing to go alone and face some of those feelings of being alone. And those loneliness feelings are, you know, I know that as I do my own journey, and I can say this to you, that there are many times I had to go alone in my own journey. I had to go no contact with my own family, actually, because they weren't supporting me. And so throughout my own journey, my last 7 years of healing, I would go in and out of loneliness, just battle with loneliness, going, you know, like deeper and deeper, deeper into my loneliness. And I was always reminded by my own life coach that when you get to this point where you got to go alone and you're going to feel lonely, and it's a lonely journey. That this is just a reminder of, you know, those feelings of loneliness maybe when you were younger. And this whole decision to go alone is really a lot of times a trigger of when maybe you were younger and you had to go alone. And this will bring up this loneliness. And this is what I'm seeing with this 10 of Wands that you're sitting with, where you just finally take, you know, your wands, like, because, you know, look at you right here. You know, you're done with this battle. You're sitting there, you're weary, you're worn out by having to, you know, convince certain people to come on this journey with you, and they can't. You know, it really is a journey that you take alone. Really is a journey you take alone. And so what's needed in this? Well, here's the offer from the universe. It's a one sword. And the offer is, the universe is offering you this, a gift. It's a gift on offer, and it says, here's your chance. And here's your chance to find out who you are. It's an offer from the universe. What's needed is you need to go and find out who you are. Who are you? And a lot of times it's who are you with these people that you've had to walk away from, right? Who are you? And you're going out and you're going to find that out. You're going to find that out. Who are you? And that's what's needed. It's what's needed is to take that sword. Take that sword from the universe that says, now's the time to go and find out who you are. And the resolution, the understanding is, it's an interesting, is the Emperor card that comes out. This is a major arcana card, and it's number 4. And this is the, number 4 is a real rigid card. And I mean, if you look at this old man sitting in his cement chair, he's almost becoming part of it, in the clothing he has on, the armor he has on, right, to protect himself. And just very rigid. You know, he's not going to change. He's always going to wear that same armor day in and day out. And he represents all the rules that we grew up with, the rules of society. You know, he brings us, he's about what society's rules and what they say. And so the resolution here is to take a look at, what rules did you learn as far as, you know, maybe you're needing to walk away from people. You're needing to go find yourself. And what sort of messages are you hearing about that? Because it could sound like something like, who do you think you are? And what right do you have? Or just things like that, where it's just, they're just ideas, our ego self, they're things that you would have been told when you were younger. And they, we're not allowed to put ourselves first. We're not allowed to walk away from certain people. We're not allowed, in my case, I wasn't allowed to walk away from family. And that was huge for me. That was something I learned when I was younger. And well, society says that, right? Society says that, how important family is. But sometimes, there's so many sayings out there, and it's so true that, you can't, if these are the people that, hurt you, they can't be the people that are going to help you heal. They just can't. And so I think I went a little bit deep in this reading here, but this is what I saw, and this is what I thought I should say to you, that, I think there are some societal rules here that you need to look at that are saying, you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to put yourself first, but you are allowed. You are allowed to go out and find out who you are. So, yeah, take those wands and go for it. Go in that direction. You know where you need to go. This is a general reading, but you are allowed to put yourself first. So take care, and I'll see you next month, Aries. Bye-bye.